Hey, well, people, football talk take on your host Aybee. I'm back with a quick one. You know why? I should be chilling. I should be resting. You know, right about now, I should be thinking about breakfast. You understand? Thinking about other things that make me feel like my day has started. But tell me why it feels like like I've been like I have somebody strange in my house. Like I have a weird feeling, you understand? Like somebody has dipped their spoon in my food. You understand? Like while I wasn't looking, somebody spat in my drink. Yeah. Today was supposed to be perfect, chilling. 3 points up the board. Already played. Pressure back on City. But you know what? You know what Arsenal decided to do? Decided to ruin it, and that's why the belt is fucking back. Yeah. Look at that performance yesterday from Arsenal. Yet again, another opportunity to distance yourself, to repair the wrong from the previous weeks. But what you gonna do? You go and drop arguably your worst performance. We thought Brentford or Nottingham Forest were one of the worst performances this season. But this one tops it. Relegation-bound Wolves. We're laughing at Man United for drawing against these a couple of weeks ago. Relegation-bound Wolves. These guys are already preparing for their season in the Championship. You have Adam Armstrong, former Southampton player, coming on to have a jog on the pitch. Like, you know how when like one of the big teams, when they've already like won by a certain goal margin, they throw on like a youngster or something like that. In fact, they gave a debut to one of their youngsters, and he ended up being the one to score the goal that equalized the game. Why must you be the charity club all the time? Why must it be that you're the one who, when things have not been working out, somebody hasn't been scoring in X amount of years, this team hasn't won the game in X amount of games, this team hasn't gotten a point in X amount of games, there comes Arsenal. Always you, bro. The fucking pass around. Always you. Handing out special moments at the wrong time when you're supposed to be progressing. Give this kid his dream debut. Scored an important goal to lift up the spirit of the Wolves fans that are already going down. That's Arsenal, bro. Fucking choked in that game. Arsenal did not deserve to win that game at all. Doesn't matter the scoreline. Aside the 2 goals Arsenal scored, yeah, Wolves absolutely were the better team. They were not the better team as far as playing better football or anything, but in terms of tactically adjusting, reading the game plan, making an adjustment in the game, trying to do damage control, limit Arsenal and everything. They worked that out perfectly. Arsenal had no answers. There was no creativity, no penetration. Yeah. Thank God Odegaard wasn't on the pitch. So now lazy attitude fans can't just pin it on one person, because the entire team was flawed. Arokodare denied. Big up my striker, yeah. Big boy Tolu Arokodare, he came on and changed it for Wolves. Soon as he came on, bro, Saliba was shaking. People talk about Saliba. Listen, every time they hit long to Arokodare, he was pinning Saliba. And it was only a matter of time. What is going on at this club? This is why, Arsenal, until you win something major, you will not escape the banter allegations. Like, you will not escape the allegations of, second again, or bottlers and all, because this is the repetition. You understand? This is the repetition, sorry, not repetition. We needed to, we lost, unfortunately, at the end of the game against Villa. We needed the points. We came and smashed Villa 3-0. You can produce that. And then games like this, that is like, this is bread and butter, like easy. Somehow you go and make it an occasion. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? David Raya and Gabriel. Finally now we're beginning to see some accountability for some of these guys. Because some of these guys who are like the loved and cherished players in the team, is like they can never do no wrong. Gabriel has had a couple of games where he's done something or he's been involved. In this particular game, you know, we can't 100% say it was him who was at fault for conceding that goal later on, because David Raya comes to claim it. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like Raya screams loud enough. It doesn't even look like he communicates. So Gabriel doesn't know he's there. And what does a committed defender like Gabriel do? They leap for the header, and then he falls out of the grip of David Raya, and then the young kid who came on for Wolves just needed to put it on target and see what will happen. And they're idiots blaming Calafiori. Are you dumb? Like what? Calafiori goes on the line as a last ditch effort, like a last minute effort to try and prevent the goal. He's struggling to adjust his body. That shot comes at him at such a speed and everything, and you're talking about he deflects into the net. Are you stupid? How do some of these people think, bro? There's too many people who have been on like FM, Ultimate Team, and all these other jive for too much. They have absolutely no clue of the physics or the mechanics of the game. If you're blaming Calafiori for that, you're as dumb as they come, bro. What are you talking about? Conceding that goal was unfortunate, but we deserved it, bro. It was coming. Because yet again, in an opportunity that was so obvious, so easy to take, Arsenal did not control their fortunes. There was this cautious effort, take it easy. Why does everything have to go down the flanks first? And like I said, finally some warranted, questions are being asked of some of these players who, certain fans, because now the obvious targets of the past are not there, maybe except someone like Gabriel Jesus. There's no Odegaard to blame, there's no Havertz to blame, there's no Merino to blame. These are all players that, at some point, now people are trying to toast Madueke. People are trying to roast Madueke. Madueke, who got subbed off like he normally does early on in the second half. Martinelli stayed on. Look at Martinelli, bro. I've been talking about Timber to fans every now and again. Timber giving the ball away. There was a period of like 10 minutes where almost like back to back Timber was giving the ball away. If he's not giving the ball away in a period where we're trying to manage the game, he's giving away a needless foul around an area where the team can benefit from a set piece. But nobody talks about him. Zubimendi was signed to solve Arsenal's progressive problems in midfield, because Arsenal was about to lose Thomas Partey. And because Declan Rice, even though he's a top midfielder, but progressing the ball through the lines isn't really his strength like that. He can do it, but he's not really like top at it. He's not like outstanding at it. Zubimendi, where's the penetrative passing? Everything is sideways. Keep the possession. Just keeping it ticking, basically. It takes Gabriel from defense to play a penetrative pass into another defender to get us up to 2-0. That's how much we're lacking in creativity. And people still have the goal to come and be talking about Odegaard is holding us back. Ain't nobody holding you back, bro. Your club is holding itself back. I love Arteta. But Arteta is holding this club back as well with some of the extra cautious and extra reserved tactics and all of that. This is why people who have an agenda against Odegaard, you can have Eze in the team and it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. People who may have an agenda against Saka, you can play Madueke there, it's still the same thing. You could play Martinelli on the right, it's still the same thing. Everything just works out momentarily, but there's no long-term like success of anything that the fans claim to be the best option or the best combination or whatever. Man, title race is really open, bro. Like I said in my last video, like it's really open now, because this is what, 5 points. Obviously City play Newcastle on Saturday, which was supposed to be, you know, a high effort game for them if Arsenal just did their fucking job. But then Arsenal went, oh lord, these guys, bro, these guys I don't get, man. I don't get. Because City playing Newcastle on Saturday, anything can happen in that game. Newcastle is a team that is desperate for some form in the Premier League. City obviously needed the points to keep up with Arsenal. Now, can City even really be upset if they lose that game like that? Because Arsenal has North London derby the following game as well, which is on Sunday. So it's kind of, we've made it so easy for City this particular weekend, because it's like, if City wins, then they come up to 2 points behind, pending when Arsenal play Tottenham, which is a big game. Anything can happen, yeah. But if they also lose, they're still 5 points behind, and potentially Arsenal could drop points because of how massive, you know, the North London derby is and all of that. And it's still 5 points anyway. Man, like, bro, this team, bro. This is why I knew I had to keep this a bit close, yeah? I knew I had to keep this a bit close, because there's some of you in that team that need this for real. Yeah, you need this for real. Boy, like, that was... And the thing is, fans out there watch that game from start to finish. You're probably thinking like, yo, you know, easy peasy, Wolves are suffering. But trust Arsenal every now and again to make things bigger than they're supposed to be. Defensively, Wolves were strong, they were resilient. Once they decided to come out to press, we started to have problems. There was a bit of sloppiness in our play. Yeah. All this talk about, you know, Odegaard is weak, you know, he's emotionally weak, he lacks passion, he lacks this, no backbone, blah blah blah. All your captain elects, all your preferred captains were there. Where were all of them? In fact, there was a corner kick, I think, in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. They were basically arguing amongst themselves. Yeah. Declan Rice, what did Declan Rice do? How long are we going to give Declan Rice a pass because he makes these great tackles every now in almost every game? Where was the carrying? Where was the, you know, the setting up of chances and all of that? For almost like 3 games now, there's been periods where he carries into the box and the final ball or the decision making hasn't been great, but nobody says anything because it's Declan Rice. Even for the first goal, Hugo Bueno's goal, the team had moved, the team had tucked in towards the right hand side of the pitch, because that's where the ball was. As soon as that switch happened to Hugo Bueno, the team started to spread out. Hincapié had come out to guide that half space area, forced him onto, you know, to cut in. Declan Rice was just stood there, and then when the goal went in, he was busy flapping his hands. Flapping your hands for who? Why are you not throwing your body in front of the player? Zubimendi hiding This is the guy supposed to be the ball progressor, meaning you're supposed to be the one to shoot for the ball in between the lines, shoot for the ball on the half turn, you shoot for the ball, use like a body feint or something, play those penetrative passes. This is why I keep telling people, bro, it's not about Odegaard this. You can go and be pickpocketing or whatever you want online, trying to make your agenda about whether it's Odegaard or any particular player you want. But the fact of the matter is this: creativity happens with the quality of the passing you have in build-up. If you want gameplay that is unpredictable, that exposes defenses, that disorganizes defense, it's not passes that keep going out to the flank that will do that for you. People used to talk about, Odegaard, like, why is he dropping deep? Just stay high, blah, blah, blah. It makes no difference if you're not going to play in the right passes in between the lines that will find him in those dangerous areas around the 18-yard box where he can play those cute balls, those cute through balls into the forwards. It makes no difference. And it's high time now, bro. It's high time now, bro, that the questions are really, really asked. Zubimendi, everything has been done to settle him in. There's even been games where they've played Rice in the pivot to allow him room. But every time there's been a team where they are willing to go shoulder to shoulder, like battle for physical battle and all of that, you don't see him, bro. You don't see him. Rather than us being able to assert ourselves with our technique and our superior ball quality, we become sloppy, we lose our nerves. And to just wrap up the video here, to really encapsulate that the pressure was probably there. You see something like that with the second goal that led to the equalizer here. That mistake right there, that's kind of evidence of panic. When desperation kicks in and you forget your rational mind of the way you play in terms of like, okay, the ball is in the air, let me call for it, you understand? Let me be decisive with what I do. When you start to kind of rush your decision making and it's not as clear cut as it normally is, that's like a sign of panic right there. Let's see what happens, bro. Let's see what happens. I mean, Arsenal's still top and all of that, but I mean, probably like Evra said, I can't believe I'm quoting Evra, but Evra was talking about Netflix FC. Well, still screw Evra anyway, but Arsenal is definitely making this league look like Netflix, to be fair, because it's really getting more interesting now. It's really getting more interesting now. So it's a real test, bro. And like I said, well, if you're not going to cause damage in games like this, at the end of the day, Arsenal and Arsenal fans, it's not going to come easy. Anybody expecting like a very fairy tale ending to this, where you just go and blaze through, get this long point gap that City can't catch you now, you want to win the league, you want to be champions, you're going to suffer. And any opportunity you have to advance your position that you don't take, you'll suffer for it as well, you pay for it. See games like Tottenham, games like City at the Etihad, there's no running away from those games, bro. And it's high time Arsenal, that's another thing Arsenal has not really done this season, taking those big scouts off the direct rivals. Somebody needs to get it, and somebody needs to get it real soon if you're going to be champions. Anyway, man, that's another quick video, emergency meeting because of what happened yesterday with Arsenal dropping points, crumbling against Wolves. Anyway, I appreciate the love and support so far with all the videos, man. Like the video if you like the video. Please consider subscribing. You understand? Subscribe to the channel. You're going to like while, hopefully I do this a bit better every time. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, like the video if you like the video. Consider subscribing. Leave your comments down below. Do you think this is another second ole season for Arsenal? Do you think Arsenal will bottle it? Yeah? Do you think City can catch up? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know, man. I take all comments, you understand? Criticism, love and praise, all of it is all welcome over here, man. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bless up. Peace.